Hello, fellow Sudokans, and welcome to Zen and the Art of the Guardian Sudoku Puzzle. It's Monday the 27th of May here in Bangkok. 2024 is the year. And I hope you are ready for the week ahead. Monday morning here. Let's get ready for a week of fun, maybe. Hard work, maybe. Whatever the week holds for us, we'll see. But try to live your life as best you can. I know that's difficult for some people, but just try your best. And today's game is, of course, the beginner level Sudoku, the easy level game that we play every Monday. If you've never played Sudoku before, don't worry, I'm going to explain how the rules work and what to do, how to play your first ever game. It doesn't take that long to explain, so people who have played before will not be too worried about spending a lot of time explaining the rules, because it doesn't really take much time to explain them. This channel is also my chat piece a channel that I pontificate about whatever's on my mind, and I see that Rishi Sunak has decided to, as a policy promise, to bring back national service, military service for 18-year-olds. I have to laugh because they are so predictable, the Tories. It's like, what reactionary policy can we bring back? I really expect the next thing they're going to say is bring back hanging. It's like, what can we get old people who are reactionary to get on board with? I know, let's bring back national service. The army don't want it. The army doesn't want it. 18-year-olds for sure don't want it. And except for those who want to be a soldier, and then they can go and be a soldier, right? I mean, it's a professional army. It doesn't want volunteers, and not volunteers, but conscripts and that kind of thing. It's not. The country is not at war. Hopefully, won't have to go to war if they manage to keep funding Ukraine to keep its war going, but without British involvement. Of course, it is possible that there could be a war, but in that case, still professionals would be the ones most needed. Anyway, I expect the next move will be to bring back hanging, because that's the most reactionary thing that they can think of, that will get old people on board. The trouble is that the people who are going to say, oh yeah, bring back national service, are already going to vote Tory anyway, so I don't think they're grabbing any new votes with that. Right, let's get on with the game of Sudoku, shall we? Now, how do we play this game? So there are 9 squares in each row across. There are 9 squares in every column down, and there are 9 squares in each of these boxes that are outlined in black lines. And what do? We put numbers 1 to 9 in every row, every column, and every block. Now, since there are 9 squares in the aforementioned, that means that we can only put numbers 1 time. So in this block of 9 here, we have 1, 2, and 5 already. And in this column down here, we have 1, 4, and 5 already. We're looking for all the other numbers up to 9 to fit into the empty squares. Okay, got that? So how do we go about doing this? First up, I explain it's nothing to do with maths. It's a game of logic, and we use logic to find the answers. So for example, this block up here does not yet have a 6. The only numbers we have are 3 and 5. So let's see what 6s are surrounding. What 6s do we have on the grid? Well, we've got a 6 here. And a 6 can't reappear in this column here because we already have a 6. And a 6 can't reappear in this column here. And a 6 can't reappear in this row. And so we can see that this square, this square, this square, this square, and this square are all blocked by these surrounding 6s. And we have 3 and 5 in there already. And there is only one white square left open to us. And we know that the 6 must go there because that's the only possible place that it can go. It can't go anywhere else. Got that? Okay, let's try this block over here. We're looking for 6s. Okay, 6 blocking across here, 6 blocking across here. When I say blocking, I mean not allowing any other 6s, and 6 blocking down here. That means that that's going to give me a 6 in that square there. Now I can actually find another 6, but I'm going to leave that for the moment. See if in case there's any other super easy digits, just to show you. Yeah, like so. Okay, so we don't have a 1 in this block up here. Okay, we've got 4, 6, and 7. We're still looking for a 1, but if you click on the 1s, or you follow the 1s if you've printed this out, 1 block's up here, 1 block's up here, and that's going to give us a 1 in that square. I hope you've got the idea now. And now I want to show you how we jump forward a little bit. If that's okay for you, I want you to jump forward a little bit here. So what I see is the 6 blocking down here and the 6 blocking across here. Now what does that mean? That means that in this section down here, this block down here, 6 is possible in this square and this square here. Now when we look across here, we don't find any 6s to let us know which is which. But we do know that there's only 2 available squares. So we know that the 6s are either here or here. Click on that again. Okay, they have to be in one of these 2 squares. Now I'm going to use that information and say, well, whether it's in this square or whether it's in this square, it can't reappear in this column. Doesn't matter which one it's in, it can't reappear. So up here, 6s are definitely blocked all the way to the top. And 6 blocks up here and 6 blocks across here. So we found ourselves a 6 here without being able to actually place the 6 down here, but we do know it's in one of these 2 locations. Okay, that's how we think forward a little bit when it comes to Sudoku. And if that was too fast for you because you've never played the game at all before, well, you can rewind and watch it again. I'm sure you'll get it next time. We've got 4s blocking across the top 2 rows. That's going to give us a 4 there. Now, okay, so across this row here, we're looking for some numbers. We're looking for digit 1, we're looking for 2, and we're looking for 9. Those are the numbers that we don't have in these 3 empty squares, 1, 2, and 9. Okay, now let's consider over here. We see a 1, or we see these ones down here. Both of these things mean the same thing. So 1, because we have 1 in this block, neither of these 2 squares can be 1. Or you could say 1 block's here and 1 block's there, but it's the same thing. 1 definitely banned from those 2 squares. So we know there's only one possible place where the 1 can go. And that will leave us with 2 and 9 left to get in this row. And we can see the 2 blocking this square here. So we know that has to be the 2, that has to be the 9. Once again, if anything is too fast, just go back and watch it again. Okay, in this block up here, we have 3 empty squares, and when we see what we've already got, 1, 2, 4, 6, 7, 9, we have to look at what's missing, and we find the missing numbers are 3, 5, and 8. That's what we don't have yet, and those 3 numbers must fit in those 3 squares. By the way, it's sometimes called cells, these 3 cells. Now, let's consider what if we can find any 3s and 8s, and guess what? Look, there's a 3 and an 8 in this column. So when we talk about this square here, we know it can't be 3 and can't be 8, but we only had 3 numbers. So it has to be the other number, which is going to be 5. Okay, now we've got a 3 blocking across here, so we know that that's the 3, and then we know that the 8 is the last number that we need there. Was that okay? We can get a 1 in this excuse me, block here. See if you can find the 1 in this block here. I'll give you a few seconds to look. I'll move the mouse out of the way. Okay, hope you found that. So we've got 1 blocking up here, 1 blocking up here, and 1 blocking across there. So that's going to put 1 into that square there. And we also can find 1 in this block over here. And in fact, this is the final digit 1 on the board. So see if you can find it. Okay, that's enough time. I think 1 down, 1 across here, and 1 across there. There's our 1. And so now we have all of the digit 1s. There are no more 1s left on the board. There are 9 of every digit to complete the grid. And we have 9 digit 1s already. Down here, 5 blocks across here, 5 blocks across here, and 5 blocks down there. That will give me 5 here. Then 5 blocks up here and blocks down here. And that's going to give me the 5 there. So basically it's a game of looking, searching. You know, you get a kind of sometimes you get a bit of intuition about where to look, but sometimes you don't, and sometimes you just have no idea. But it's a good idea to say, look, there are only 2 empty squares in this column. Let's see what goes there. We're looking for 4 and we're looking for 7, but we don't have any help on 4 or 7 just yet. And so we will not be able to fill those in, so that's no good. What else? Where we don't have many empty spaces. Well, we've got 4 empty spaces here. Let's see. Well, we've got 2 blocking across here and 2 blocking across there, so that will give us the 2 there. And then we've got 8 blocking across here, so that's going to give us the 8 there. And that will leave us with 3 and 9, and we have the 9 blocking up here, so there's the 9, and this will be a 3. Like I said, anything too fast, slow it down, put me on slow motion, go back, rewind. We've got 3s blocking like this. That's going to put a 3 into that square there. Now, as I said, if you've only seen 2 squares, this column only has 2 squares missing. Let's see what goes there. 2 and 7 must go in these squares, and again, no, we don't know which is which. What's missing from these 2 squares? We're looking for 7 and 8 in this column. No, this time we do have something, because the 8 blocks that square, so we know the 8 is there and the 7 is there. And now we know that this can't be 7, and we had 7 and 2 in those squares, so now we know 7 must be down in this square and 2 must be in that square there. 2 blocks across here, up here, and we can place our 2 there. This 2 blocks all of those 3 squares there. It blocks everything, right? Remember, a number can appear in its block only one time, so none of these 3 squares can be 2. So that has to be a 2 over there. We also have 2 blocking across here, so that will give me the 2 there. And the last number to place here is a 4. If you think I'm finding the numbers quickly, it's just from practice, really, just having played the game quite often. It's not, I haven't got any magic skills. I'm not very good at Sudoku particularly, but I know I have played it quite a lot. So 8 blocks this square here. So you can just see the numbers fairly quickly once you've played the game a few times. That's the last number for this block, which is a 9. Now there's only one number missing for this row. 1, 2, 3, 4. We don't have a 5, so let's put the 5 in there. 2 numbers are missing up here. 7 and 9. No help on 7 or 9. We have to look down here. We don't see any help on 7 or 9, so that's no good. So we need to look somewhere else. We'll come back and see what were these numbers here. 4 and 7, was it? So now we've put in some numbers. So 7 blocks this square, so that's going to be the 7, and this is going to be a 4 down here. There are 3 numbers at the end of this row. We've got 1, 2, 3. There's no 4, there's no 7, there's no 9. So we know 4, 7 and 9 go here. Does that help? Not really. But if that's 4, 7 and 9, we could look at the other 3 numbers and know that it's not 4, 7 or 9. So what's left? 3, 6 and 8 must be in these squares. Must have 3, 6 and 8. And is that any help? Yes, because we've got 6 and 8 in the same column. So this can't be 6, can't be 8, must be 3. Right, where to look now? There are only 3 numbers missing in this column here. Let's see what's missing. Missing numbers are 6, 7 and 9. Not this. Yes, we got 6 and 7 in this block here, so that can't be 6 or 7. It must be 9. And now we've got 7 blocking this square, so that would be the 7, and this would be the 6. If you're hearing strange noises, so it means there are cats on my roof. Not my cat. Some cats running around on the roof of my house. And I know that sign. I know that sound anyway. Usually it happens late at night. There's 1 number missing for this row. It's an 8. Excuse me. Let's fill in the 8 here, and the last number here is a 9. 3 empty squares here. The missing numbers are 3, 4, 5. And this time we can't get it. We got 3, 4 and 5 all in different rows, so that's not going to help. So we need to look. There's 1 number left over here to get. Silly me. That's going to be an 8. Then we have 8 blocking up here, 8 down there, and 8 across here. That will give us 8 in that square. Right, what's left to get now? Let's just see how we're doing on 3s. Can we finish the 3s? Not at the moment. How about the 4s? Can we finish the 4s? Yes, because 4 goes across here and 4 comes down here. That's going to put 4 into that square. 4 down here, 4 down here. That will give us 4 in that square. And 4 across here and across here will be the last digit 4. The finished numbers are now 1, 2, 4, 6, and 8. So we're looking for 3, 5, 7, 9. That's all that's left. 5 blocks this square here. That gives me a 5 there. 5 goes to the end here, and the end there gives 5. Or you can just look along this block and find what's missing, and it will be a 5. Now we're looking for 3, 7, and 9 only. So we've got 7 and 9 here. I can tell without thinking hard that's going to be a 3. Now we've got 3 and 7, so I know that's going to be a 9 without really thinking too much about it. 9 blocking down here puts 9 into this square, and the last number here is 7. 7 blocks up here gives us 7 there. 7 blocks up there, 7 there. This we've got 7, we've got 3, so in fact the only numbers left now are 3 and 9. We've got 3, so this is a 9, and this must be a 3, and that's our Sudoku for Monday, our easy level game over and done with. There are lots more easy games on the channel. I'll put a link to the easy games, so you can click on that link now. Okay, take care, bye bye.